BRICS group consists of 5 major emerging economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. While BRICS can bring potential benefits to Africa such as increased trade and investment opportunities, there are also concerns about the potential detriments that the group may bring to the continent. Here are some reasons why BRICS could be detrimental to Africa. 1. Unequal partnerships. BRICS countries, especially China, often engage in asymmetrical trade and investment deals with African countries. This can lead to African nations being in a weaker negotiating position and may result in unfavorable terms that benefit the BRICS countries more than Africa. 2. Resource exploitation. BRICS countries, particularly China, have been criticized for their extractive practices in Africa. This includes resource extraction without adequate environmental and social safeguards, leading to environmental degradation and exploitation of African resources without sustainable development benefits for local communities. 3. Debt trap diplomacy. Some BRICS countries, notably China, have been accused of engaging in debt trap diplomacy in Africa. This involves providing loans to African countries for infrastructure projects, which may lead to unsustainable levels of debt and potential loss of strategic assets in the event of default. 4. Impact on local industries. The influx of cheap goods from BRICS countries, particularly China, can negatively impact local industries in Africa by undercutting local producers and stifling industrial development. This can result in job losses and hinder the growth of domestic industries. 5. Human rights concerns. Some BRICS countries have been criticized for their human rights records, which could have implications for African nations that align themselves closely with these countries. This association may tarnish the reputation of African states and undermine efforts to promote human rights and good governance on the continent. 6. Lack of technology transfer. Despite promises of technology transfer and capacity building, BRICS investments in Africa have often failed to effectively transfer technology and knowledge to local populations. This can hinder Africa's ability to develop its own industries and innovate. 7. Dependency on BRICS. Over-reliance on BRICS countries for trade and investment can make African economies vulnerable to external shocks and geopolitical influences. Diversification of trade partners and investment sources is essential for long-term economic stability and growth. In conclusion, while BRICS cooperation with Africa has the potential to bring mutual benefits, there are valid concerns about the potential negative impacts of this relationship. African governments must carefully assess the terms of engagement with BRICS countries to ensure that partnerships are equitable, sustainable, and beneficial for the continent's long-term development. We hope this Majestic Mind Matters University sponsored Mandatory Mental Liberation Series information, produced by Baba Jelani Bamani Dembe, was instrumental in your royal quest for more knowledge of self on your journey to melanin-rich culture enlightenment. Alkebulan, also known as the Mother of Mankind, embodies the rich cultural heritage, diverse landscapes, and royal historical significance of Africa. Originating from ancient Afro-Asiatic languages, the name symbolizes Africa's role as the cradle of civilization and ancestral homeland. Associated with continental pride, unity, and identity, Alkebulan highlights cultural diversity, history, and global contributions.